Ladies and gentlemen, Netflix did report the Newsbeat room absolutely crushed it. We're going to teach you something new today, how to trade the bullish doji sandwich. We caught something really nice this morning as well. Our precise daily stock levels, as well as our game plan in Forex. I am Mark Melnick, and this is the Newsbeat Show. Ooh, there we go. I'm live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat Show. So we've been using a little thing called logic here, and I went into a whole thing where I was saying, Netflix could go down, it could have a flattish open, and we ended up, I ended up buying puts here. And if you're one of the people, here's a service of mine that I recommend you don't subscribe to because I feel there's just so much more value in the room. And we pretty much went ahead and we went ahead with the Netflix put spread, and I took some other puts as well. And it's going to be, it should be hopefully a good five-figure trade for me tomorrow, considering that even if we go 10, 15 points higher, it'll probably be a five-figure trade. And a lot of us caught it in the room here as well, as we did accurately predict Netflix going down, and we did indeed bet on them. That Twitter thing, by the way, that I showed you, just to go back to it again, was from 4 hours ago. So obviously, it's 7:32. We did it around a little before 3:30 p.m., a little before half an hour of the market close, basically sharing my stance on Netflix, saying that they were going to plummet on earnings. And hey, we were right this time. And a lot of you guys wrote me, love mails and whatever, and emails and everything like that. And I'll tell you right now, my wife is not a fan of that. And I delete the emails so she doesn't see them. Not like she checks my email account. But we did get a lot of love messages, all kidding aside. And I wanted to go over some of the things that Netflix did report here. They beat on consensus. They fell short on revenue. And again, not a surprise that Netflix fell short on revenue. Like, oh, what a shocker. No, like we were saying that Netflix is famous for missing on revenue. I mean, again, I highly suggest, I'm not going to go into the whole diatribe for why we called it short, because I sort of did that in the Newsbeat show 124. Whether you caught this trade or not, I tell this to my entire room. I tell this to everyone as well. A lot of the big hedge fundies, were very impressed with this call, as a lot of them. I know a hedge fund that exited out of their Netflix position today based on our call, and he's just talking about the amount of money he saved his firm. And I don't want to, I don't want to do any disclosure and tell you the name of the firm, but believe me, he's very happy. So, with that being said, Netflix basically came out saying they had a net addition of 5 million members, or 5.15 million members, and the international added 4.47 million members. Now, this was a perfect call yesterday because Netflix says that sub additions were slower across all markets, not in any one market. And if you remember yesterday, I was saying I'm watching a lot of Hulu recently. Hulu, which a lot of you guys, reminded me in chat. Hulu. And I also said that in China, they're going to be getting hurt by IQ. By IQ, a name we traded today profitably. And if you stick with us, I'm going to teach you a whole new trading strategy today that has nothing to do with Netflix at all. And I'm going to teach you something, and I'm going to bring value to you because I believe in you, and I know you're going to be a huge. I know you're going to be a huge trader. The 390 puts in Netflix right now should be up if you if you took any naked puts. I mean, you should realize the full value of your put spreads in the 390 puts. At the moment, who knows where this is going to be open. They should be worth at least 50 bucks a pop. So even if you have like three of them, three of them, they should be worth 10, 15 grand. So that's going to be a very big trade there in Netflix for a lot of us here in the room. With that being said, I'm not surprised that sub additions were slower across all markets. We literally went and we literally reiterated. Do I like the word literally? I literally use that word a lot. We reiterated what the CEO said back in January. And again, watch the prior Newsbeat show after we're done here, after we teach you your lesson, because it's going to teach you something. Do I care? Yes, I do care if you took Netflix or not. I want you to make money. I care for you like that. But that's not the most important part of the trade. Netflix is just one of the trades where we use logic to really decipher what was going to happen. The very important part for Netflix is that you understand why the trade was taken in the first place. And you can watch Newsbeat Show 124 for that. Don't watch it now. We're about to teach you something brand new that has nothing to do with Netflix. I'm just um, polishing it off here. Netflix, the biggest positive I see from Netflix, again, my opinion now, and again, there was only one analyst who I actually agreed with, the one who downgraded it before before they reported earnings the other day. Um, the was there was just that one analyst who did it, and that was the Buckingham analyst. So Matthew Harrigan over at Buckingham puts out on Netflix three oh, actually no, I have no respect for him. I'm sorry. He put a $333 target from 301, so he raised his target to 333. I'm sorry. I take it back. I have no respect for him whatsoever. Because he was wrong all along until the one day he was right. I take that back. So I really didn't agree with any of these analysts. I thought I agreed with him, but I read it wrong. I didn't understand that he downgraded it and upped his target like a true wuss with absolutely zero conviction behind his words. With that being said, um, we made so much money to the long side on Netflix, but they did say that their India market was improving. They did come out and say that their Indian market has been improving. And I don't know what the Netflix of India is, if there even exists one. Maybe you'll help me, maybe you won't. But you know what is not going to penetrate the Indian market? IQ, the the Chinese Netflix, which I said was going to destroy Netflix growth in China. And again, you can watch last night's video, and you're wondering why, coincidentally, all of a sudden their growth has been stunted. I mean, this is a shock to everyone except for everybody who uses logic and is very well informed, and the people who watch here in the Newsbeat show. So with that being said, should be a home run tomorrow if we open up here. If we open up lower, please, rake in the cash. I don't care. I'm going to break down for you, though, now we're going to talk about tomorrow what the analysts are going to say. So I don't see one analyst that came out tonight and said anything. So I'm going to tell you what the analysts are going to say tomorrow. First type of analyst is you're going to have analyst A. Analyst A is the stubborn person. Analyst A is the person who goes out with you, says, "Hey, can you order me a beer?" And you order him a beer and you come back and it's like, "Bro, this is a Corona. I asked for a Heineken." And you're like, "No, you just asked for a beer." It's like, "Yeah, but you should have asked me what beer I wanted." You're sitting there and you're like, "Last time I ever get this dude a beer." That's analyst A. That's bar buddy A as well. Now, what analyst A is going to do tomorrow? They're going to be the imbeciles who come out and reiterate their target. Oh, we had these $500 targets and these $400 targets, and we're going to reiterate. We're going to say, well, while Netflix subscriber growth wasn't up to par of what we expected, we are reiterating our $400 and $500 target because we want to keep our jobs at this lofty firm while continuing to make subpar predictions. So you are going to have that analyst. Then you're going to have analyst B, who comes to you, orders a beer, you come back with a Corona. He takes the Corona. It's like, "Oh man, I wanted a tequila," and you're like, "Hey, I thought you wanted a beer." And he's like, "You know what? That was my fault. I asked you for a beer. I meant for a tequila. I'm gonna drink this beer because it's just as good anyway. It's my fault. Let's hang out and have a good time." That's gonna be analyst B tomorrow. Now, what analyst B is gonna do is they're going to come out and they're going to lower their price targets with a higher price target. What does that mean? Well, right now you see Netflix after hours. We're going to show you on the 5 minute. Netflix getting decimated, obviously here, down to $344. Stocks down pretty much about 20% approximately after hours here. And that's going to be the analyst who takes their $400 target and drops it to like 380, 370 and still calls it bullish and is adjusting it based on being surprised about that subscriber growth. That's going to be analyst B. What you're unlikely to see is analyst C. Now, analyst C, that's going to be the person who comes out, goes with you to the bar, asks you to order a beer, you come back with a Corona, and then they say, you know what? I'm going to go to an Alcohol Anonymous meeting. I need to stop drinking this whatsoever. I was wrong all along. I'm going to downgrade Netflix. I'm going to put a $300 target on Netflix, down from wherever I was at now because I was just absolutely wrong on this name. It's still a great company. I still think there's growth in the future. I'm going to mention that, but I'm putting a lower price target on Netflix than where it's trading. That's Analyst C. You are likely not going to see Analyst C. You're going to see mostly Analyst A, the imbecile who wants to stand by his words forever. You're going to see a little bit of Analyst B, which is the dude who lowers his price target slightly, which will still be above where Netflix is trading. And you're probably not going to see Analyst C, somebody downgrading their target underneath where Netflix is going to open up now. So congratulations. Congratulations to all those who took it with us. How about we teach you how to trade the Doji sandwich? Something that has nothing to do with Netflix, something that we watched today, and something that we capitalized on today. So, ironically, we're going to teach you how to trade the bullish doji. How to trade the bullish doji. Now, what is a bullish doji sandwich? The term was coined by an ex-member of our room like some years ago, and he coined the phrase. And what a bullish doji is basically you get you get the following. I'm going to just delete this trend line here, and what I'm going to actually do for you guys is I'm going to draw on it to make it easy for you to learn, easy for you to understand, and share with you this free strategy in which we were able to capitalize on today. So right here, so this is, we're going to do this, how to trade the bullish doji sandwich, how to trade and identify a bullish doji sandwich. Okay. So here are the steps to identifying a bullish doji. Step one, look for a large green bar that closed strong. Step two, look for a doji. Step three, look for not even a massive, a gap up on heavy volume. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. Now I'm going to go into it in more detail and I'm going to teach you something really cool. And right over here, look, see that bar right here? Just to make it easy for you, and you could go back and you could watch this video again and again, and I'll even give you a chance to screenshot it when you're done. That's bar number one. That's that large green bar you see over there that closed strong. It closed strong because it closed near the high. And then what you have is a doji. Um, I didn't make up the name. I would have called it Steven if it was my choice. I did not give it the name doji, but right over here is called a doji, and it's supposedly online an indecision bar. I mean, I have my disagreements with how they classify it. That's number two. That's a doji. It basically looks like a plus sign. Looks like, like a plus sign. Sometimes it's a little higher, sometimes it's a little lower, sometimes it has a thicker body, sometimes it has a very thin body, but that is a doji. And then what you do is you look for step three. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to show you something very interesting here on step number three. And I'm just going to space it out so it's easy for you to see. So here's step number three. So on step number three, I'm going to show you something. So step number three, make sure you have high pre-market volume. Whoa, that was a little too big. Let's extend that out a little more. Yeah, make sure you have high pre-market volume. What is high pre-market volume? Honestly, at this point in my career, I'm just able to look at it. So for example, IQ this morning had like 400,000 shares in the pre-market. It was more than the triple Qs. That's high pre-market volume. And you're gapping up. It doesn't have to be a massive gap up. It just has to be a gap up. So if you have just a bonus bonus if you have positive news, wink wink. Usually you will have positive news if something is gapped up um, like this. And this is the bullish doji sandwich, and it is just again one of the more important stocks, setups that we take. Now, there are certain characteristics I have seen in many market conditions, and I'll go back, I'll let you screenshot it. Just hear me out on this one. Then I want to show you how we traded it and how we actually make money off of this formation. So what we really do with this bullish doji sandwich is there's this high probability, it doesn't always happen. There's a high probability that you actually shoot up off the open, where the opening print is at or near the day lows. For example, let's say a stock XYZ has a bullish doji sandwich, and that number three thing you're looking for over there, it opens up at $50. The day lows between like 49.80 and $50. It's like at or near the day low. That is a very common thing on a bullish doji sandwich. If you take two out of three of these things, it doesn't work. I should mention just one other tidbit of advice is the following. On number two, you can have multiple dojis. So, for example, on number two, you can have like three dojis next to each other, and then number three gaps up on volume all of a sudden. So it's not that you need one doji. Think of it like a sandwich. You know, you ever hear of a of a cheeseburger? You ever hear of a double cheeseburger? If you're a disgusting pig like myself, you'll go to Burger King and you'll order those triple cheeseburgers, and I could down like five of them. And some people got cardiac arrest just watching me eat it. It's like amazing. So think about stuffing in as many dojis as you want within that sandwich. And again, it's a silly name. And it's funny, I actually tend to make fun of people who actually use these funny names on things like here's Kermit the Frog formation, here's the Empire State Building setup that I like to call. And like everybody has this like fancy name for all these things, but what they don't have is they don't have a consistency win ratio of 70%. All right. I can make up really cool names for all these things. You want to know the funny thing about this formation? 2016, let's call it 2.5 years ago, like since the beginning of 2016. In 2016, this formation was right 83% of the time, meaning if you got to step three and you gapped up on heavy volume, you would be able to make money long 83% of the time. I don't have the back testing data for this year when it comes to bullish doji sandwiches, but we were able to identify it and capitalize on it today. So um, here, I mean, I don't know if that helps you. If you want to take a screenshot and see it all, you could always do it later. And there it is. So let's just minimize it and let's show you how we actually traded it today. So we traded IQ today, which is the Chinese Netflix. Now, besides the fact that I almost swallowed my own tongue accidentally while trying to pronounce this thing, you see exactly what happened utilizing my methodology right here. You could see the stock opened up at 34.63. It actually pulled down to 34.20 before taking off. And what we did right here is we started buying this thing when it was right in the 34.80s range. I went ahead and ever in the morning, like if you wanted to know what this sounded like in the Newsbeat live room, in the pre-market, it's like, guys, I'm watching IQ. Guys, I'm watching IQ. I'm still watching IQ. If I buy IQ, I'm going to buy the $35 calls. Guys, I'm looking to buy IQ. Okay, the market opens. I'm still watching IQ. Okay, if IQ could get through the 34.80s here, I'm going to buy these $35 calls in IQ. Like that's what it sounds like when we're trading. It's like, okay, guys, I got filled here. And after I got filled, it actually dipped just a little. I bought like, I think I paid like, what was it? If I remember offhand, like $1.50 for the $35 calls, something like that. And what happened was within 10 minutes, the stock exploded to 36.09. Our calls at one point were up like 80%, something like stupid and obnoxiously high. I'm sure they went up even higher at the end of the day when it kept going. And it was just a really nice trade for us here. Then utilizing my exponential 8 methodology for those who have taken the master class, you could see right here the first test of the exponential 8, or this yellow line, happened right over here, and definitely gave you a nice opportunity to catch a quick 80 cents or so within 10 minutes again. So, utilizing this bullish doji setup was an extremely profitable idea. Again, I didn't jump in heavy in the idea, so I didn't hit a home run, but I made good money. For a Monday, how many of you guys in the room, after you took this, you're like, wow, what a nice way to start off a Monday? And that's exactly how we started off on this Monday. And we really ended Monday at the end of the day with taking Netflix puts, and that worked as well. And there is your Netflix trade, your analysis. I highly suggest you watch Newsbeat show number 124 if you are interested in knowing exactly why we called Netflix. I explained from P ratios to fundamentals why Netflix was going to have issues. Watch the entire thing. Watch the entire thing from beginning to end, and you'll see I was looking at the end of the video, I'm just like, because I analyze things in real time. You guys, it's funny. A lot of people think that I come here and I have this entire setup ready for you. Like I'm literally drawing on the charts with you. These things that I'm doing here are generally right off the cuff. So I don't really have that sort of preparation. So what I was doing yesterday in Netflix, it was a really useful video, I feel, because I was actually going and analyzing it with you. In the beginning of the video, I said, you know what, Netflix is probably going to open up flattish. I'm probably going to look to, maybe just trade it on Tuesday, after they reported earnings and see if I could catch some intraday momentum. And then as the video goes on and I analyze it more and more, it's like I'm going to probably take a very light put position in this thing. And then, of course, it ends up trading again. If you're part of my Twitter service, which I recommend you do not get because the room is so much more valuable, you could see right here, that we went ahead and we took a put spread. Oh, right there's the time, 3:29 p.m. So you know nothing silly is happening, and that put spread should be worth maximum with where Netflix is trading right now. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go right into our precise daily stock levels. And yes, those are very updated levels there for Netflix. I know sometimes I forget to show you these things. I do apologize for that. Our Forex trades have been absolutely on fire recently. It's funny because they've been on absolutely like I can't lose to I can't buy a bucket if my life depended on it, back to look, I'm winning again in the Forex trade. So that's obviously a very good feeling. But if you want my precise daily stock levels, there they are. Simple game plan. I'm giving you guys Deutsche Bank, DB. This one really gapped up nicely. You could see right here it held strong today. I'm looking for a break of today's high tomorrow, $12.20. And maybe this Deutsche Bank is finally ready to have its march forward to the upside again after this massive breakout again. Very simple game plan. Deutsche Bank bullish trigger. I wrote 1221. Whoops, it actually should be 12.20, but not that a penny means anything. But right over there, $12.20 is your bullish trigger in Deutsche Bank. Now, for those who are interested in getting all my live Forex trades, we have a couple trades on the table right now. I'm going to just go ahead and share those with you right here. And let's see how they're performing. Yeah, we bought US. So just to give you an idea, so you see the US dollar Canadian we bought here at 1.31147. Like obviously we're up very well on it now. I just want to actually show you something here for how we bought this stock. So 1.31147, the day low, 1.31098. So we were 0.000024 away from calling the dead bottom of US Canadian dollar. And obviously, we're doing very well. I'm actually still in the position. I just opened up US dollar Swiss franc here as well. And again, I give you where I'm buying. Keep keep a note on the size on the euro Turkish lira. I don't like trading that pair, so I did reduce my size a little. Sometimes I raise it, other times I reduce it. Top two orders are live fills from yesterday when we shared our forex levels. Below this gray line are my open pending orders. There's two of them, two buys. You get the symbol of what I'm trying to buy. You get where I'm trying to buy it up to 5 decimal places out. You get my stop loss if I get filled on any of these trades and I am wrong. You get my take profit level if I get filled on any of these trades and I am right, which I have been doing pretty damn good job from recently. So, wow, what more is there to say? I really hope you guys enjoyed this Newsbeat show. Definitely, I've been looking to answer some comments recently. So I'll tell you this, I'll start answering comments in this video. Whether you're watching through Facebook, whether you're watching through YouTube, if you have any questions for me, you can go ahead and ask them, and I will eventually get back to you. I highly recommend you type in Newsbeat Show 124 on Facebook Live or on YouTube to watch how we actually called that Netflix idea, and everything has been good. We've been making a lot of money here. We've been making very accurate calls from the bank shorts last week into the Netflix short today, and we're going to walk in with a very big day tomorrow morning. I know a lot of you guys are going to be very happy, and we're going to even look to make even more money than that tomorrow morning with some brand new ideas. I hope you guys enjoyed the Newsbeat Show. We're the fastest growing trading room in the United States of America. Happy trading, make money. We'll see you guys next time on the Newsbeat Live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful, blessed evening.